Hello, good evening. I'm back with part 3 of my forgiveness video series. And the reason I'm making this video is because the last video, someone commented and said, Beth, I don't think that people really understand what forgiveness is. And I said, you are onto something. I believe you are right. And so I want to make this video to clarify for anyone who doesn't fully understand what forgiveness is or who is just in general curious about the topic. And yes, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start off. I'm going to give you some definitions and history of the word forgive, and then we'll go into the parts of what it is and is not. And this is all information from my workshop. I have a forgiveness workshop I teach once a month. And guess what? This coming Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm doing a free 2-part workshop at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. So literally you could be anywhere in the world and still join us. All you have to do is go to visit one of the links in my bio here on TikTok and reach out to me, connect with me, and I'll get you registered. So, are you ready? Let's get into defining forgiveness. Now, all I did was I went to Google, you can do the same thing, and typed in forgive etymology. And one of the really interesting things it shared in that was the history of the popularity of the word. So it was actually trending back at the early 1800s, as you can see here. And then by the late 1970s, early 1980s, it was not popular. It was definitely not something people were talking about for whatever reason. But then in the teens and up until 2019, it started to become more popular. The concept started trending again. So what is it? Forgive, let me just show you this again here. I'm going to be reading to you from this section here. Forgive is a verb, so it's an action. You do it with an active choice. It's intentional. It's from the Old English word forgifan, if I'm saying that correctly, which means give, grant, allow, remit a debt, pardon an offense. Also, it means give up and give in marriage, which to me is super fascinating. Why? Because everyone that I've ever spoken with who has either been married or is married talks about how forgiveness is a key part of having a happy and healthy marriage. So I thought that was interesting that give in marriage is part of the history of the word. Also, forgive has the sense of giving up desire or power to punish. So yes, you have the power to punish someone who's hurt you if you want to. But forgiveness means making the choice to give up that power that you have over someone else. And also even the power to give up the desire. So you may think that sounds a little weird, but you have the power within you to even give up the desire to punish someone. All right, let's get a little bit deeper into this word because for is the prefix. So it's actually a 2-part word. The word give and then for comes before it. So what does for mean? What's this prefix mean? Well, it usually means away, opposite, and completely. And from Old English, the prefix for indicates loss or destruction, but in other cases, completion, which I feel is interesting as a breakthrough coach because when someone hurts us, a lot of times, if it's egregious, right, and it's very serious, the offense, we totally have lost something. A part of our life, our entire life has been destroyed. But it also, for has the connotation in a case of being complete. And so it really supports the idea of in order to really completely heal after going through a trauma or a heartbreak or something else, you would have it in your best interest to choose to forgive. So let's go into right away, without any more time, talking about what forgiveness is and is not. So I'm going to start on this side. This slide is also in my workshop that I'm going to be teaching this coming Tuesday evening. You can, again, remember, if you want to register for that workshop, all you have to do, reach out to me through one of the links in my bio here on TikTok. We'll connect and I'll get you registered. So forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not excusing what someone did to you. Forgiveness is not ignoring your emotions, your wounds, your thoughts, or your pain. Forgiveness is not being a doormat. Forgiveness is not forgetting the past. Forgiveness is not excusing someone from legal justice, depending on the situation. Forgiveness is not always easy to maintain or natural. Forgiveness is not always reconciliation. And forgiveness is not being quiet. And I want to really emphasize this to you, that you do not have to suffer in silence. You can share, you can speak, you can advocate for yourself. Use your voice. You do not have to suffer in silence to forgive, okay? Speak up. Speak up, girl. All right? Now, let's talk about the other half of this slide here. Forgiveness is. What is forgiveness, okay? Forgiveness is an intentional choice. Forgiveness sometimes needs to be given more than once, and depending on the situation, maybe even daily. Forgiveness is courageous. Forgiveness is a perspective change. Forgiveness is taking back your power. Forgiveness is freedom for you. Forgiveness is honest and painful. And forgiveness is a release of a debt that someone owes you. Forgiveness also is sometimes noisy. So going back to just reiterate that, you do not need to suffer in silence, okay? For anyone who needed to hear that. So this is just a quick, coverage of what forgiveness is not, the history of the word forgive, what it means, how it's defined, and I would love to hear from you. Feel free, please comment below, share your thoughts. Was there something I shared that you disagree with? Was there something that I shared that you were like, aha, an aha moment? Is there something that you had been confused about, but now you understand a little bit better? Was there any information that surprised you? I would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and feel free also to even share this video with someone who you know who's going through something and is struggling to forgive someone who hurt them, or even struggling to forgive themselves. They may be too hard on themselves. So, all right, I will look forward to your comments. And remember also, if you would like to get all the information that I'm going to be sharing on forgiveness, I'm doing a free workshop on Zoom this week. Even if you can't make it, still register, because guess what? I'm going to be recording the workshop, and so you'll still get the replays. So, all right, I look forward to hearing from you, and peace.